All right, Pickle. More revealing to do.
Yes.
It's time to take a look at the Week 4 Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Associated Press Texas High School Football Rankings. Of course, Dave Campbell's Texas Football puts out the Texas High School Football Rankings of Record. We're the official rankings partner for Texas High School Football of the Associated Press. And so we'll take a look at the Week 4 rankings. Of course, 6A and 5A, cool out. We got a little bit more time.
They're just chilling, man.
Just chilling. No changes.
Minding their own business.
No changes to the preseason rankings. We didn't suddenly move a team up or move a team down. So no changes to 6A and 5A. We'll start in 4A, though. Class 4A, largely, for the most part, unchanged in 4A Division 1. When you take a look at that, the top 5, in fact, unchanged. Argyle, La Vega, Lampasas, Dumas, and Corpus Christi Miller round out the top 5. Port Lavaca Calhoun up 2 spots to number 6 after their big win over El Campo. Bernie jumps from number 10 to number 7 with their very nice win over Burnett. Corpus Christi Cal Allen down a spot after their close loss to Waco La Vega. Midlothian Heritage remains static at number 9. And new to the rankings, Canyon. Their 38-0 win over Lubbock Estacado gets them into the rankings. Over in 4A Division 2, a little bit more movement. 1, 2, and 3 are the same. Carthage, Pleasant Grove, and West Orange Stark. West Orange Stark may finally play their first game this week. Mm-hmm. Gilmer up a spot. Jasper up a spot after their win over Newton. Iowa Park up 2 spots after their win over Burke Burnett. Belleville up 2 spots with their win over Stafford. Meanwhile, China Spring also up 2 spots. New to the rankings, Silsbee, their big win over Lumberton moves them to 1-0 on the year. They crack the top 10 at number 9. Wimberley down 6 spots after their loss to Lampasas. They hang on to the top 10 at number 10. To 3A we go, where there was a little bit of chaos, but not a ton of changes in the rankings. Brock remains the same. They didn't play this week. Grandview's win over Godley keeps him a very solid number 2. Wall, despite a loss, is actually up a spot. They lose to San Antonio Cornerstone in a close one. They are up a spot, jumping Pottsboro, who got beat by Melissa, and while Malakoff, who lost to Cedar Hill Trinity Christian, remains the same at number 5. Hallettsville up 2 spots to number 8. Shallowater up 2 spots to number 7, rather. Rockdale up down 2 spots after their loss to Lexington from 6 to 8. Yoakum up a spot after their win over Cuero and their big rivalry matchup down there. And new to the rankings, number 10, Mount Vernon. Big win over Paul Pewitt this week. They crack the top 10 at number 10. Over to 3A Division 2 now, where a little bit of chaos. Canadian Gunner remain the same at 1-2. East Bernard now your number 3 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football's 3A Division 2 rankings. Lexington, their big win over Rockdale, vaults them all the way up to number 4. Newton, despite their loss they lost by 43 to Jasper. We don't hold that against them for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's a bigger team, and secondly, this game was put together at the last minute. So they drop only 1 spot from number 4 to number 5. Dangerfield remains the same at number 6. Paul Pewitt drops 4 spots to number 7. Poth remains the same at number 8, new to the rankings. Number 9, Childress. They are 3-0, their big win over Stanford. And finally, Abernathy remains the same at number 10 with their close win over Sundown. To 2A we go, where not a ton of changes. We lose number 7. They drop out of the rankings, but Shiner, Refugio, Post, Cisco, St. Augustine, San Saba all remain the same. Lindsay up a spot from number 7 to number 7. Flatonia up a spot to number 8. And 2 new teams to the rankings, including the aforementioned Joaquin Rams, number 9 in 2A Division 1. So is Holland. Holland 3-0. They cracked their top 10 at number 10. To 2A Division 2 now, where there's not a ton of changes, at least in the top 5. Mart, Hamlin, Wellington, Windthorst, and Wink are your still top 5 all winners this week. Stratford up a spot to number 6. They beat a team from Kansas. Clarendon up a spot to number 7. Bremond up 2 spots with their win over Milano. Albany drops from number 6 to number 9 because of their big loss to Hamlin. New to the rankings, Wheeler, the Mustangs of Wheeler, into the top 10 at number 10. To 1A Division 1, where we have a new number 1, and it's the Westbrook Wildcats. The number 1 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a absolute rocket to the top. They are 3-0 with their 49-0 win over Lorain. Borden County, with their win over Rankin, vaults to number 2 from number 6. Jonesboro down a spot to make room for Borden County and Westbrook. Rankin down from number 1 to number 4. Undefeated Sterling City had to make room. They dropped down after their win over O'Donnell. Union Hill down a spot after their win over Kroll. May remains the same at number 7. White Deer at number 8. Lakey at number 9. And Happy at number 10. 1A Division 2, we swap Richland Springs and Calvert. Calvert got a really nice win over a private school team in Bastrop Tribe Consolidated. They vault Richland Springs for the number 2 spot. Elsewhere, Motley County is up a spot after their win over Spur. They swap places with Strawn. Klondike up a spot after their win over Grady. Groom up a spot after their win over Nazareth. Blackwell hanging on to the top 10 after their loss to Highland. But new to the rankings, the Gordon Longhorns cracked the rankings at number 9 there in the private school, or in the 6-man ranks. On the private school side, on the 11-man side, there was a little bit of change. Trinity, only 2 teams played. Trinity Christian Cedar Hill beat Malakoff. They remain the same at number 3. And new to the rankings, after their win over Wall, San Antonio Cornerstone hops in at number 5. They cracked the top 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football Private School rankings. Over on the 6-man side, only one of these teams played. Bastrop Tribe Consolidated lost to Calvert, but that's a state-ranked Calvert team. They dropped from number 3 to number 5. Austin Veritas and Dallas Lake Hill, who haven't played a game yet, each up a spot at number 3 and number 4, respectively. So there they are, your Dave Campbell's Texas Football, Texas High School Football rankings for September 14th, 2020. We appreciate you hopping on. You can check it at texasfootball.com/rankings. If you want to check out the rankings now, texasfootball.com/rankings. We, of course, reveal them here on texasfootball.com every single week.